we will go ahead and get started with a recap of last session, which was session 35. Really getting up there in digits. So the gremlins, you all finished up that combat. You interrogated the knoll that you had spared after combat with Pip's mind linking feature because the knoll could not speak any languages you all could speak. Your infernal did not come in handy. And you learned that Red Ruth is creepy and lives in the Bone Brambles, which you had already known. But you also got some names of the other warlords that kind of run Avernus. And you let the knoll go and debated about whether or not to try to release the souls that were in the Devil's Rides, but you ended up leaving them behind as a distraction for anyone on your trail, as it would have probably taken quite a while to kind of tinker with the machines and do that, and could have been dangerous. Which leads us into the next thing that happened, where Nephira and Eris looted the bodies of the dead gnolls with very good investigation, meaning that they each found 3 soul coins. But when Eris gave hers to Nephira to hold, they ended up failing their save as they were not wearing their necklace and nearly went unconscious from the damage. Pip decided that he wanted to join the group as well, of possibly almost going unconscious, and grabbed the soul coins and lost all but 3 hit points and got yelled at by Eris. So a real successful haul of soul coins. But you all took a short rest. I think someone gained proficiency in Infernal during that short rest.
I think the last of us.
I think it was Eris, right?
Wait, I did?
Or did you just get one step closer?
I think I got one step closer. I think I'm one away,
Yeah.
but I will check because we've been keeping tabs. No, yeah, I'm one away now.
One
I'm
away.
still not.
And after this short rest, you made it to the Bone Brambles, kind of like this maze of thorny bushes and grayed trees. You had an ambush by some shambling mounds and ended up defeating them. Not too hard of a combat. Eris only got
There's just
eaten
one,
once.
unless anyone asks, and then it was multiple.
Yeah. Eris got eaten. But it was fine. I'll succeed in the end. And you found at the center of this maze of bones, or the center of this bones and kind of infested with flies, the hut that Red Ruth lives in. Originally offering a trade for Lulu, but y'all are like, no, that's our girl. Can't have her. And finally, in request for the information you all were searching for, Red Ruth has you setting up a spa day for her at the Wandering Emporium. You need to talk to Mahadi, who runs the Wandering Emporium. Get her a reservation. And as you made it to the Wandering Emporium, following this coin that you got from Red Ruth, you saw that sign outside that listed the things prohibited within, such as magic, starting fights, and generally it's supposed to be a bit of a neutral zone for all of the devils within Avernus. But as you were all walking to the kind of main tent area that housed the Infernal Rapture, which is the kind of spa services, Nephira had their dagger start to go off, and felt a hand on their shoulder and the voice of someone saying, "N, what are you doing here?" Turning, you saw a halfling with this kind of swept back, shoulder length, dark brown hair, deep scars that were running over his right eye, and his left eye was a dark red, kind of devilish pupil of an eye, a devilish spined ear, and a broken red horn protruding from his temple. And when Nephira turned and looked, she recognized this individual with the name Corin Lone Spirit. And I believe where we left off is, I don't think, did Nephira say anything out loud? I don't know if Nephira even got to say anything, or the rest of the
I
group
don't
just
think
saw
so.
someone grab Nephira. And
Yeah.
that's about the extent of it. So any questions before we get into it? We're jumping into a pretty big scene here.
I guess not pre-scene. I already kind of have a Spark's kind of first action in this moment. So hope you didn't mind me directing the camera to Kiki.
All good.
So cute.
Yeah. Anyone have anything else?
I think so.
All right. Otherwise, we will kind of jump into it. Nephira, as you turn around, hearing this voice and looking at this halfling, you're suddenly met with a bunch of kind of like returning flashbacks. You have memories from what feels like forever ago, when you were talking to a much younger version of this individual, when you were not sure what to do and what to become, where to go after leaving Briar's Glen as a youth, as a young teen. You remember being in Duke Von Thomper's cellar, seeing Pip and Spark talking to each other as this figure appeared in a blaze of hellfire, this same halfling that is when you got this necklace. You remember seeing them kind of panicking, saying that they don't have much time on this plane and it took a while to locate you while you were injured, putting this necklace over your head and one over theirs, the similar obsidian pendant, a squeeze on your shoulder before they vanished again in this hellfire. That is the most recent of memories as they all come flooding back in this moment. And you're having a bit of like that anime flashback where you're just like frozen as someone's hand is on your shoulder. So what are the rest of you doing as you do hear this person say, "N, what are you doing?" And you turn and see what I described as Nephira and this individual are like just standing, kind of taking it all in. What's going on with the rest of you?
Immediate insight check from Spark of
Yeah,
what.
I need my dice.
Trying to read body language of what's this guy's and.
Yeah, go for it. Let me get my dice out.
Let me get my character sheet open.
Yeah, everyone make sure you have your character sheet,
Alright.
your dice.
Halfway, I have everything. I'm
I
currently
needed to
organizing
move
my
the
dice.
tab. 19 total.
19 total. For this insight check, very hard to read this individual, even with a 19. There's something very like otherworldly about how they carry themselves. They are somewhere in between a kind of halfling and a devil, so to speak. But there is no like weapon drawn, or any like magic surges that you can see in this individual, but they are like grabbing Nephira's shoulder. So really up in the air as to how Spark, who infamously is great with devils, would
Yeah, I was
react
about
to
to
this
say.
situation.
The tug of war of how is that half devil aspect
Yeah.
going to cover his reaction? Does anyone else have an immediate thing before
Stu's like, help
he
me.
reacts?
Help me.
Well, it's more Spark might do something that could escalate the situation. It's like, let's give the others a moment before he's potentially throwing accusations.
hmm
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I think Eris looks and is like, she's confused because like, why is someone no Nephira? But I think she's, I think it's that the same vibe as when like a random guy like approaches a girl at like a bar and like another girl comes up and is like, do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Like she kind
Are
of
you
like
good?
steps up behind Nephira and like kind of gets in a position where she can like easily like get between them if she needs to and try to be like intimidating and like ready to like step in if things go poorly or if Nephira seems uncomfortable. She's like making her presence known that like she is also here and could be a problem.
hmm
To echo in Eris.
Yeah.
But he's gonna let Eris's calmer discretion lead his and not. Pardon, who are you? He will direct to the half-halfling.
You see that the halfling just kind of ignores the question from Spark and has all of his attention still just directed towards Nephira. Is Pip doing anything in this moment?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Pip kind of like cocks his head a little. He's like, Fiora, do you know this person? Your ear's really cool. How did you get that?
Great, just immediate
Oh my
compliment. Yeah, so you have
Can't help it.
Eris kind of stepping up to one side, getting ready to intervene. Spark to the other. Pip like peeking around the two taller people and being like, "Hey, your ear's really cool." Meanwhile, this
I got funky body part left too.
this
Oh my goodness.
halfling has his hand on Nephira, and now Nephira, you've kind of finished your memory return. Your memory surge is returning.
Download complete.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't love that.
Hmm.
Don't love the indication of
Not
the confirmation of
concerning
that
at all.
expression.
And yeah, so you can kind of have. Sorry, hold on, my fucking WhatsApp is going crazy. I was like, I need this to be silent. How do I silence WhatsApp? I don't know. Mute it.
I mean, is it on the computer or your
Yeah,
phone?
no, it's on the computer and on my phone.
Ooh.
I was like, I don't know how to do that one. But I will. This will remind me to do not disturb this. But yeah, so as all like three of you kind of flank Nephira to show your support, Nephira, what do you do as you are coming out of this memory surge?
And so it still doesn't tell me. So this memory search still doesn't tell me anything about like our actual like connection or relation. Just that I know him and we've talked and stuff.
Give me a insight check. As you're processing a lot of information, and maybe it would be, you know, if you weren't immediately doing it, you could think about it. But we'll do the quick insight check to see. Your insight
Alright.
checking.
You're hypothetically getting weeks of memory dumped in your brain in
Yeah,
6 seconds?
Yeah, less than 6 seconds. Like.
Okay.
And it sounds like it's active memory instead of just, passive, I existed. The continuity of consciousness has not been broken.
Yeah.
Okay. 17 plus. Oh, I have advantage. Hang on.
Fish for that crit.
Alright, no, 17 was still better. Plus 4.
21. Yeah. You do get a vague memory of discussing familial relationship. This is a much older brother. So you did not grow up together in Briar's Glen, but is directly blood related to you. 100%.
Okay, that's fun. Say, Corin, what are you doing here?
Yeah, as you all hear a name that comes out of Nephira's mouth, suggesting that she does know who this individual is, he kind of takes his hand back and kind of puts them in his pockets. A very like lazily kind of cocky stance of someone who is very sure of what they're doing here, but much less about what you're doing here. But goes, I mean, this is kind of the place to be if you're anyone in Avernus, so bigger question is, why are you all here? Last I saw you all, you were in the middle of the wastelands.
Spark's
And
eyes move to the dagger after he says that. Is it still glowing?
Which, the like alert dagger or whatever, dagger of warning?
Yeah.
I think it probably is stopped because it's like done its job. It's warned you that someone is here and you are now engaged in a conversation.
I mean, we're someone to be.
No. Hold on.
You can be here.
How do you know who we are?
Yeah, you know all of us.
Yeah, whatever he says, saw you in the wastelands. Can I roll history?
And do I remember, like, not remembering? Do I realize that it was
yes,
just
you can
like...
roll a history check. What are you saying, Sly?
Sly's asking, is Nephira aware of, oh, there were gaps in my memory now?
Yeah, like, am I realizing that I'm just now remembering all of this, or...
Yes.
Like, because I'm basically asking if, like, Nephira would ask, like, why couldn't I remember you?
Yeah, no, Nephira
Before
had no
Okay.
idea that she was forgetting something before.
Okay.
It was just like, you don't know what you don't know kind of vibes of like, and now she's
Yeah.
like, wait a second, why don't I
Okay.
remember these things?
So, and then, like, Corin, wait, what's going on? Why didn't I remember you till, like, literally just now? What the heck is going on?
What was that history check?
27.
I forgot you're a fucking wizard.
Intcasters.
Yeah. So yeah, you are thinking that he is probably referring to when you found a nice note on a body, with a dagger. A few.
Don't remember
few sessions
seeing
ago.
any sign of him or anything.
No.
Yeah.
And that's not also a memory that returned to
Yeah.
Nephira. So he was there, but he was perhaps invisible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as Nephira, you're kind of asking this question. And as you all stand here, there are other like devils and individuals like walking around your group who is like basically stopped in the middle of like the thoroughfare and like not causing a scene, but you are now having a discussion. And you can see that as you ask that question, Nephira, give me a perception check. Actually, everyone can give me a perception check. You're
Yeah, I was
all
about
like
to ask
in
her
this
that
conversation.
Oh, heck. That's good. Oh, wait. But,
Okay.
it's just raw with
Good.
Some,
What is my modifier? Ooh, plus 7. Nice. So 18 plus 7.
Nice.
Oh my god. Hey, Sly, rolled an 18 on the die for Spark as well.
Nice.
Anyone
19.
else?
I just got a 10.
Okay. Yeah, Eris is too busy being like, am I about to have to throw down when we're not supposed to throw down in here?
Well, she kind of
Eris
backed
is
off a
figuring
little
out
bit
how-
when Nephira like found out that
So-
Nephira knew them, but like
Mhm.
at the same time, she's also like, did you know us? You've been following us this whole time, maybe? And I didn't.
Yeah.
Alright, so Eris isn't figuring out how to spin this as self-defense.
But yeah, as you like ask this question and are kind of like looking past Corin as well, you see that people are like passing by, or people, devils, individuals that are yeah, there we go. Devils are people too.
You sure about that?
Are passing by and like looking at your group having this conversation, as people do, like eavesdropping. But then as they start to get about 15 feet away from your group, go back to what they were doing, like your group didn't even exist in that area. Like they forgot that there was something happening there.
Weird.
And you see, as you ask that question about like, why can't I remember you? Corin just kind of shakes his head a little bit and goes, well, you know, the issue with deals is the outcomes aren't always what you want, so don't get too far away from me or it'll happen again.
Deal? What deal?
I feel like this might need a more detailed conversation, and while we seem to be safe from eavesdroppers right now, we are still in the middle of the road, and that's kind of rude.
I mean, I don't care. They can go around me.
Do
But
you
Corin-
have a place we can talk in more private, just in case?
Why? No one else is going to remember. Hell, you won't even remember this conversation.
Take
No,
your
you
mute.
What?
No, we will. We will remember this conversation. And Eris
Is
starts,
Eris
gets
taking
out her
notes?
notebook.
I was literally about to say Nephira's gonna start writing it down on her arm.
Oh, we're gonna be ready.
On
for
her
that.
arm, it's just going to be like that fucking Doctor Who thing
It's
where
the
you're like,
Doctor
what
Who
is on my
thing.
arm?
Yes.
It's like, why are there tally marks on my arm out of nowhere?
Yes.
Can't still. It's so much hate for Stephen Moffat. It's like, yeah, the Doctor just turned all of humanity into genocidal monsters. Cool.
But
Hate it
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, you see that Corin is not caring to leave the middle of the road. He's still standing there, and people are like going around. Also, it's like there are other individuals, but it's not like, you know, rush hour. Like there's not like hundreds of devils, so it's still enough to where like it's not people aren't like bumping into you or anything like that. So Eris flips out this notebook, and you see like Corin kind of just like raises an eyebrow above the devilish eye, but doesn't say anything, and is like, you can certainly try.
I
Eris,
certainly
can you-
will.
But
Right, I
Corin,
guess.
what deal? Like what? You made a deal with something? What do you mean this not being able to remember you is because of a deal? What? Explain, please.
Spark will look at Pip, scratch the side of his head, and ask Pip to get a mental connection with Lulu started. Suggest she try to fly out of range and basically communicate all this information to Lulu while she is outside of range.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have Lulu fly like 30 feet away or something.
Yeah, like to fly a bit away
Mm-hmm.
if Pip's willing.
I'm not.
Yeah, Lulu infamously doesn't have any memory problems. This will be really good for her.
Good job.
Yeah, so you all do this little plot to try to remember something. Eris pulls out a notebook, and Nephira is just asking these questions, and you see that Corin kind of debates for a second, like if this conversation is worth having, if you're not going to remember this conversation after, and finally just goes, you still have the note that I left?
Which one?
So I know this was like a year ago, and not in game.
Oh,
No,
the note that-
And there's
the
been
note
like 3 notes.
I was about to say, is this the note when Nephira tried yeeting the necklace and it just appeared in their
Yeah.
bag?
Not that
Or is
note.
it the note that was pinned to the tree?
It's the note
or
that
was
was pinned
it-
to the
I swear
tree.
there was another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me pull up.
Yeah,
the note
Nephira is
that
just still gonna ask, like, which note? There's been like 3 of them.
Yeah. He's gonna go. The one that was telling you that I want my dagger back. Speaking of.
Yeah, no, you don't get this dagger back before you start explaining. No explanation, no dagger.
He laughs a little bit at that, and where? Oh, there we are. I was like, where are all my fucking notes? There we are. Do you get out that note though? Whoever has it.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
take it out.
So yeah, you see on this note, which is infernal, has the text which said, "Careful, someone is always listening." But you see now that you have a bit better understanding of infernal. That the
Spark takes out the book so we can turn through and reference the vocabulary we still struggle with.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fluent.
But you now see that
I figure
the-
we're functionally fluid,
Yeah.
not fully fluid.
Okay.
you see that the top of the letter, which had kind of like almost a seal on it, there were the letters D and Z, and unsure exactly what that is, but as you kind of show Corin the letter, he kind of just like taps the symbol, and it kind of ripples, and you see now it it becomes like an official embossed seal that just says Dagger of Zariel on it. And he goes, my employer, so to speak, also my patron, if one would call her that. But she's many things and fantastic and always listening, always watching. So
does that mean this conversation she is privy to?
Always. This is her entire domain. Anything you say here, she could always be listening. Doesn't mean she is, but she could be.
Fun.
But no, if you're asking, the deal I made was to always be able to get there if you were in trouble. But in return, no one will ever remember that I was anywhere.
Ugh. Tragic.
That's so.
Spark is
Oh my
insight
God.
checking that.
Oh my
What?
gosh, though.
Great, now I need to think if Spark would be racist towards tieflings.
Okay, but holy shit, like,
I hope he's not. I hope he's like,
You
oh,
can choose whether or not you're racist.
well, I'm more trying to follow the logic and keep it
I mean,
internally consistent.
he's not like half tiefling. He's
Mm.
half devil, which is not the same.
No, but I mean like tiefling or fiendkin. So would that be enough, or is he like full fiend?
No,
I have
I feel like he's
problems.
only like
Fiend
actually.
adjacent. I'm.
You're
I
you're
can
not your
take you
parents.
one-on-one.
you're not who your parents are. But yeah,
Exactly.
give me that insight
Yeah,
check.
I think he would. 15, so probably not getting much.
No, I mean, probably telling the truth or possibly lying. Devil, you know. So,
Okay, but I don't even know how Nephira would react to this because Nephira has such like abandonment issues,
mhm.
right? Because they're so alone for so long. Like,
But they
so they
weren't
had
actually
the
because
gremlins. They had the gremlins, and then
and Corin did try to help you out. You just couldn't remember it.
oh my
God.
gosh, there's like an
Yes.
older brother guardian that she can't even
I was about
remember.
I guess it's Nephira's having
What?
mind racing 20 miles a minute. Spark would be like, I guess if that note's from you, thank you for dealing with that person that visited the others in their dreams.
No problem. That's kind of my whole job, so to speak. Just eliminating problems.
Spark will switch to halfling. Oh boy, can I muster a southern
It's a
accent?
ha-
Why
he's
do
a
we do
halfling.
this?
I'm like, are you gonna try to go speak in front of the halfling? This whole thing?
No. Spark will speak to him and be, I don't think I can muster a southern accent right now, and ask, are you aware of what we're trying to achieve here?
Mm,
And he will maintain eye contact with the brother.
yeah. Let's see. Is he aware? You see that he responds as well, not in halfling though, just in common, and goes, I have my suspicions and my theories, but I haven't looked into it, and I don't want to know in case I have to make it my problem, and I'd really rather not.
Okay. And Spark will look at Vampire and say that. Then I guess to answer your earlier question with why we're at the Traveling Bazaar, we are trying to make use of Red Roof's skill in hopes of achieving our goal.
She's
and
a
as part
crazy
of the
one.
trade,
Red Roof,
that
crazy.
we are,
Yeah.
yes, we're desperate for expediency.
Mm.
We have been warned to tread with caution, and hopefully we do not run into an issue with what we need to do here, and once our business with Red Roof is done, we can stay very far away from her.
That's a good plan.
And then Nephira is still just having a meltdown in the background.
It's like panic.
I feel like Spark's passive insight can pick up on that, and he
Probably.
will move to gently offer his hand. So I guess does Nephira take it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of also cling to Corin a bit. It's like, oh my gosh, I had a brother.
Mhm.
I don't even get to remember.
Yeah. You see that
I'm guessing Eris is just
writing
oh, no.
furiously, writing notes.
Yeah. Have they said out loud that they're siblings? Yet? Making sure I have
No, I don't think
Oh
you
my
would
God.
have.
it. That's fine. That's
Nope.
fine.
Maybe you can cry out loud about it, Nephira. It's like, I can't
Yeah.
believe I have a brother. Or
Nephira's
tell,
a little-
or you can not say it, and then when everyone forgets, there's no brother. You just cease to exist.
Nephira's gonna ask, like, okay, but you can write letters, and we can still, like, read the letters and have the notes. Why can't you just write a note telling me that you exist? And why I can't remember you when I'm not, like, directly in front of you or whatever.
I mean, I did write you a letter telling you to keep the necklace on, and you see how well you reacted to that. Imagine
Well,
someone saying,
yeah.
"You're
What?
never gonna remember me, but by the way, I'm always watching."
Well, you don't say it like that.
Well, it's not the truth.
What?
Well, just say that you're my brother and that you made a deal so that in order to protect me, like, so you can always be there for me, that I'll never be able to actually, like, remember you unless you're, like, you know, right in front of me. So at least I have some idea of the situation here. I can write a little note in the corner of my own handwriting saying, yeah, this is true. Like, figure it out. Just put more detail in your notes. My gosh.
I mean, the more detail I write, the more you could become a target. You don't think I have some enemies? As
I at least want
Zariel's
to
right hand.
I at least want to know about your existence, even if I don't actively remember it.
Sorry, just a quick thing that Spark's gonna hone in on. Did he just claim he was Zariel's right hand?
He did, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also, I did state out loud that we were siblings.
Yep.
So.
What happened to the former right hand?
Well, I guess Zariel has a few different individuals that work for her. But as Dagger of Zariel, I take out anyone that she has issues with. So, an assassin of sorts. Spy. It's really useful when no one can remember that you were there.
I guess as another potential thank you, what even is the necklace? A creature we ran into earlier seemed to recognize it as something of value, but we've all only recently gotten competent at Infernal, so we couldn't pick out much at the time.
Well, it's a bit of a variation of a very popular and sought-after item here, a necklace of mind shielding, so no one can eavesdrop or listen to your thoughts, which is something that any powerful archdevil can do in the Nine Hells. But, more specifically, it allows me to know exactly where Nephira is if I ever need to teleport there. And Nephira, you have the flashback memory of them appearing in this hellfire in front of you before they gave you the necklace, and that, as you recall, that they said they had trouble finding you because it took them a while, but this would expedite it.
Okay. I will make sure that I am wearing it now. I'm pretty sure I already did put it on after the soul coins, but I'll just kind of like reach up and clutch at it a bit.
Yeah.
Just, like, little sniffle. And just hold on to him with one hand. Be like, don't leave me.
Fear is going to become Zariel's left hand.
Don't, again.
Sibling duo. You have to choose the angel or the devil.
Oh my gosh.
Again, ever since the whole Dagger of Zariel thing has come up, Spark is also kind of like, alright, is he gonna try to keep himself as ignorant as possible until it comes down from Zariel herself? Hey, I have 4 people I need you to kill.
Yeah, they look like this. He's gonna be like,
It's like, here are your next 4 targets. That's how Spark's interpreting the I don't want to know. It's like, let me keep plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that will bring some very interesting choices down the line for Nephira, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh.
Or he's an only good aligned party member.
I'm gonna
But yes, I guess
But it's such no, because now there's such a potential for Nephira to make a deal with whatever, just to be able to remember, to be like the one person who would be able to remember Corin.
I guess since you're keeping yourself slightly unaware, please keep in mind our hope is once we achieve why we're in Avernus, we're hopefully all going back and taking a trip somewhere.
Well,
What?
like I said, I don't want to know much more about
Yeah,
what you're doing here.
hopefully I'm keeping it vague enough.
But also, if you're going to visit Mahadi, which I think you probably will, as he runs the Wandering Emporium, he's not exactly what he seems. Just a heads up. But again, don't know how much this will help, considering you won't probably remember. But perhaps if you write that down, looking over at Eris.
I guess
She has been frantically scribbling
is your
away
hope
at this
that
notebook.
information not pertaining to you will sidestep it.
Sorry, what'd you say, Stu?
Spark's asking, are you hoping information not directly related to you will circumvent whatever's happening?
I don't think it will.
Most of the contents of your other notes seem to make it.
Oh, the notes will make it. It's just you won't remember where you got it or why. You'll just recall
Which
walking
again,
through this
just
market.
put that in the note.
Sorry, that sentiment was more the wording you just gave us. Then, well, even if it's just an intuition thing for us.
I mean, I don't even know if it'll become intuition. I have a feeling you might just need to read those notes over again.
But please, Corin, I don't want to, even knowing that I'll forget you again, just like a note to tell me about your existence would be really nice. Whether I believe it or not after, deal with then, but like, it'd be nice to have some sort of explanation. It doesn't have to be super in-depth, just like a reminder of your existence.
You see that Corin thinks for a second, and finally goes, fine, and takes out a piece of parchment, and just one of his like fingernails grows like into more of like a claw and ends up writing. You see like the sparks on whatever this piece of parchment paper is. Again, the kind of seal at the top, you see as he's writing, it kind of comes into view, almost as if like anything he writes also on this piece of paper is like official official correspondence. And you just see he writes Corin, brother to N, does not write your full name, and then writes
Wait, so okay, here's another question about that though, is like, because you said it's Lone Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Lone Spirit was the name that I picked out myself when I ran away and like changed my name.
Mm-hmm. You have
So
the
did he
memory.
also like essentially
Yes.
change his name?
He did. You
Like,
have
did
the
he
memory of
change it-
you two talking about it when you were
Okay.
trying to figure out what to do and where to go.
Aw. So was he already using Lone Spirit and I changed it to match his, or did he also change his like to match mine?
His was Lone Spirit, and you
Okay.
changed it.
So I changed mine to match him.
Mhm.
Oh my
Aw.
gosh. Okay.
But you see, brother to N, and then continues to write basically just a little sentence about like, you won't remember this, but you did want me to write it. And he signs it with his initials KL, and kind of hands it to you. It's like, this is about as good as you're gonna get. I still think it's gonna really freak you out, but there you go.
Okay.
Hmm,
And then I'm
sorry.
just gonna write on it like
Hold on, I need to just check the range of Spark's
because this
connection to
paper.
his
Here's what Nephira is gonna do. Nephira's gonna take a piece of like, well, ask Eris for just like a little ripped off like piece of her notebook paper
Mhm.
and kind of like pin it to this note and be like, Corin, our brother. This is true.
Okay, great. Not gonna look insane at all when you look back on this with no memory. Good,
Spark's
yeah.
range
But it's
is
like,
only
we're not
1
gonna
mile.
remember. Like, I'm just gonna put like Corin. He made a deal so that no one can remember like where he was, or like his existence or whatever. But like, he is our brother, or my brother, whatever.
Mhm.
Like, he is my brother. Yeah. And I'm just gonna, like, in my own handwriting stuff, and then I'm just gonna like pin it to the note.
Yeah.
Because they're like, official lettering, and he's being really careful. Let's just put it in regular notebook paper attached to the note.
Yeah. We'll
Just
staple
in case.
it to there. To it. What were you doing? Stu?
So, Spark had the thought of, could he communicate with his steed as a backup in case the idea with Lulu didn't work? But Find Steed specifies a mile range, and I'm pretty sure Spark left the steed behind with the familiars somewhere.
It might be within a mile. I think you left them at the outside of the.
Oh!
Right, you parked your vehicles on the outskirts of.
Yeah, but
the,
I'm not
the
sure if
tents.
Spark took the steed because
Or
in
left
the
him.
Gremlin's mind, this would be like a quick back and forth. So you probably left him just chilling in the Bramblewood.
Okay.
Which means he might need to recast it, but
Yeah.
that's an issue for when the Gremlins get back there and he can try reaching out.
Yeah. So, yeah, you see, Corin, kind of, sticks his hands back into his pocket, and is like, well, I'm technically here on business, so I do need to get going, but...
Nephira tightens her
Ariel's
grip on him.
always watching and listening. I called my mentor one time when sending, and someone was listening, and was that her? Was that you?
Wasn't me.
Why do you not want to know anything? I like knowing everything.
No. Sometimes information is bad. You know too much. You should only need to know as much as you need to accomplish your mission. But I'm assuming if someone was listening, it was probably Zariel.
Okay.
Hopefully we... No, I shouldn't even finish that sentence. I guess, even if we don't remember, thank you again for the looking out for us you've done.
I'll keep doing my best, although you all are definitely getting around Avernus. So, it's not always easy to keep track of you.
Hopefully, by month's end, we'll be able to go home.
So he kind of looks
I'll try to
upset
remember
about that one.
I'll try to remember to wear the necklace more, so you know where I am.
Good.
Oh yeah, and I'll scribble that on the note too. Wear the necklace so he knows where you are.
Yeah.
Just the trust of, oh hey, can we as a table be good about table knowledge versus character knowledge?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like to think we're good at that.
Just write it down and be like,
Given the
This is
burn of a
okay.
spell slot in the giant's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Pip is very determined to remember, even though I know as a player he's gonna forget immediately. But he's like, I'm gonna remember. I have such good memory.
Yeah.
yeah, and Nephira is still, like, clutching onto Corin very tightly.
Mm-hmm.
And not planning to let go.
You see that Corin's just like, and I gotta go.
Just clutches tighter and just blinks at him. Just like, no. I just got you back. Nope.
You see kind of like he reaches and like shifts uncomfortably, and you see there's like kind of a growing like
No.
fire over his shoulder, and he kind of like takes Nephira. He's like, sorry, I gotta go, and he teleports, and with that, I need a wisdom saving throw from Nephira.
Damn it.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
He's sad about us going home because he can't go home.
Yep. Even though in Spark's mind it's like less danger for Nephira. Oh,
Wisdom
Hold on, I'm
saving
going-
throw. Oof. Okay, it's just a +1.
Hmm.
I was hoping it was more. But that brings us to a 16.
A 16. Yeah, you blink, you were holding on, you feel like as you kind of feel yourself like grab for something in the air, and as you blink, you swear there was someone just in front of you. Your whole group is standing just like around each other, looking into looking into the kind of landscape. Everyone a bit confused. You see that Nephira has a notebook, like her notebook out in her hand, and you hear a voice in your head that you don't recognize that just goes, do you want to remember?
Oh.
No, I'm wearing the necklace.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god. Okay. Shit.
While Sly contemplates that, Stu the player is like, maybe I should have taken that level in Paladin instead of Druid.
Nephira's gonna say, because
I was about to say,
it
right
doesn't
now,
stop the
does
emotions. Not
Nephira
being able to remember isn't gonna stop, like, the emotions that she's still feeling,
Yeah.
which is,
Mhm.
like, pretty, like, there's some desperation there.
Yeah.
And, like, I can't, like, don't forget, and it's like, but I've already forgotten.
Mhm.
And then saying, do you want to remember? And it's like, well, clearly I do. So, like, she'll say, yes. Like, well, what am I forgetting? I need to remember.
All right. With that, I need everyone else to mute themselves or to deafen themselves.
You're not gonna
That-
you're not gonna slide. Is that
Wait,
slide
well,
to
then
the
we go to the
bad
bad place.
I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot that I
I've never gone
can.
to the bad
That's
place
fair. I forgot
before.
that with how we're recording, we can do that for a while when we weren't
This is
recording.
a moment.
This is a bad place
This
moment.
is a bad place moment.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
Alright.
this
think
feels like
I
a
think
bad
it's
Slide
good.
moment.
deserves it.
We
I
will-
think Slide
All right,
deserves it.
let's go. Slide
I'm
deserves
going
to
to
go to
take
bad
this
place.
Wait, Lucas, I'm going to take this opportunity to step away, so...
Yeah, no problem.
I imagine this is gonna be, timely.
It's gonna be a few minutes. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna also take a
Okay.
All right. Let me get my things in order. Nephira, you hear this voice in your head, which you've never heard before, and so you're aware also that it's not Corin who you were just talking to. You've never interacted with this individual, but you see suddenly you are kind of, your vision blurs and you are now walking through or into this kind of hazy diesel punk looking bar. There's kind of like a bunch of clocks and steam. Everything is kind of bronze. And you see sitting at the far end in kind of a booth, you see this humanoid looking individual, completely bald with kind of bronze skin and gold eyes. You see wearing like a well-fitted suit, and kind of gestures for you to kind of sit down in front of them and goes, "Welcome. I'm the broker. Would you care to make a deal?"
I was told not to make any deals. But I know I'm forgetting something really important that I'm supposed to remember.
Yes. I do believe I know what you're referring to, and I can allow you to recall this past interaction that you just left, in turn for a simple favor at my time and place of choosing.
Is it just the past interaction that I'll be able to remember, or all of them and any future ones?
That's a much bigger ask. I'd be willing to make that a deal as well, but it would have more implications, as some would say.
What kind of implications? I'm not going to say anything until I know the fine print.
You would be mine. Tell me you know warlocks.
Yes. What does being yours exactly entail? What would that mean?
Well, I have some lofty goals I want to achieve. Some archdevils to overthrow in the 9 hells, and you'd be helping me.
Helping you how?
Well, whatever I need. Whatever skills you're good at. I hear you're pretty good with daggers. You could be my right hand.
Corin's reaction after this.
And you know what? And Nephira does not know any of that right now.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
What would Nephira do in this situation? Is she could just do get whatever immediate memory she forgot, or whatever this favor is owed at a later date, or sign a deal, become a warlock, and remember everything, whatever that is. Again, Nephira doesn't know how much she forgot.
Yeah.
The ultimate bargaining power is definitely not in her favor right now.
No, it is not. Okay. For just this one interaction, you said it would only be a favor. It'd be like a future sometime whenever you want in the future, but like what type of favor? Could we put conditions on that favor?
We can. Is there something that you would not do?
Don't want to hurt my friends, people I care about.
Done.
Okay. So nothing that would harm them or, their goals and such.
Harm them? Yes. Goals? No. That's too broad for such a simple
Yeah, it's a bit broad.
favor.
Poor Nephira, she already has such bad anxiety.
You see, he kind of flips open this pocket watch that was on his suit, and just goes, "Tick tock, time's running out."
Okay, for just this one interaction, a favor that will not harm, me or my friends, the people that I care about, I don't think that'll harm, I'm not gonna hurt kids, I think those are the only things that really matter right now,
Done.
those are the important ones.
Fantastic. You see, he kind of snaps this pocket watch closed, and you have the memory of the interaction that just happened. The previous memories that you got, though, like when you saw Corn, you do not have those. So you only have this past one.
Do I have the impression of having had that and then just not remembering what they were? Or...
Yeah, there's things you're forgetting now. There's more. And with that, you will come back into general chat. Wonderful making a deal with you. You see that the haze of this kind of steampunk, diesel punk bar kind of clouds, and you blink and you are back in the marketplace. Yeah, well, what would you like to say on record, Stu?
You knew you'd get that wombo combo.
There was a chance.
There
was a chance.
I guess did the second hit of the combo be reliant on the wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
Giving me buyer's remorse on not delaying that level of druid, but too late. Consequences are beginning.
You should have known your friends and your girlfriend are going to make deals with people.
Yeah, right?
It kind of made it clear, even though the stuff with Red Roof kind of already wiggled that of, you don't make deals.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so...
I feel like that's one of the things he said when they were in Candlekeep, dealing with Eris being... unpacking the Dendar drama of, we're going in there as a unified group. By the way, no deals. No deals. Alright.
Technically, you said don't make deals with devils. Didn't make a deal with the devil.
That's true. But as we...
He also mentioned you don't speak... He also mentioned you don't speak with the Fae, but we were kind of forced to speak to at least two Fae-adjacent beings.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a devil. It didn't look like a devil.
But yeah, as we come back in, we'll start it up. You all, Nephira, no, sorry, hold on. We'll go around everyone else. Spark, you're kind of standing there, staring off. For some reason, your group is all standing around, not looking at a shop or anything, just looking down the main thoroughfare road, at the spot in front of you. Pip, who'd peeked around the edge of Spark to also talk, also standing there staring. Eris, you have your notes open, which you can see all the things you've been writing on your notes. And Nephira, as that haze kind of clears and you come back, you feel kind of like a searing pain over your heart and a faint ticking sound.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
And you
of course it's him. Of course it was him.
He got another one. He got another one.
Oh no!
Well, this is
Ah.
unfortunate for Spark and potentially fortunate for Niall of at Table Talk, who's potentially now gotten onto Spark's to smite list, but he's
yeah.
not there yet.
Nope. So you feel this kind of searing pain, Nephira, and hear that this faint kind of clockwork noise, just like the hum of like lights, like fluorescent light that just like it's faint, but it's bothering you and it's constant. But you do recall the last interaction that you had with Corin. You see the note in your hand, and you remember writing it. You remember what Corin wrote, and you also remember very vividly the choice that was just offered to you that you denied, and your brother's role as well. As you all, the rest of you have like kind of come back to, but you see Nephira is still kind of standing there, and you're not sure what's going on.
I think
Nephira just mutters to herself. Fuck.
Eris was just writing notes like feverishly,
Yeah.
and is like looking down and like, why am I writing notes? And then starts looking through the notes to read what she wrote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna again, Lucas, is it fair to mention passive insight holding Nephira's hand immediately kind of clocks that something's up?
Yeah,
And
it
I
does
also
clock
did
it.
just say fuck.
Yeah, and Nephira
Yeah.
did just say fuck out loud.
You okay?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I'm really not.
Should we find somewhere to... Is it something you can talk about?
Probably should. Don't know where to start.
Eris is like, Nephira, you have a brother? Is
Wait,
this
you remember?
right?
They do?
No, my notes say that they're siblings. Nephira has an older brother.
Yeah.
The L is lone
do.
spirit. There's also a note that says okay, the notes are from Corin, Nephira's brother. He gave us the warning. You won't remember this future Eris, but this is present Eris, and everything is fine. Don't worry. But I don't know how much I should trust present Eris. Like,
Wouldn't that
it's
just be
my
accurate?
hands.
Wait. It's like
That
the
was you.
necklace.
You wrote it. I remember.
Okay.
I remember the whole interaction.
Wait,
It-
where's
that was
Lulu?
you. You wrote that. You can trust
Okay,
your
good, because
notes.
it was in my handwriting.
No. You can trust your notes.
Okay,
I
okay. I'll need you to,
remember
if
the whole
you
thing.
remember, but with the why don't we remember?
You see, as you two
I
are
fucked up.
as you two are making talking, and Nephira goes, "I fucked up." Lulu you see Lulu flies back and is like, the three of you here in your head, hey, sorry, you all stopped walking? I don't know why, but are we continuing to the Wandering Emporium?
Yeah, well,
Just need a second.
Nephira,
break.
should we
Oh well.
Mhm.
I didn't
dip
hear any of that.
into
Never mind.
Nephira, should we dip into an alley or something so you can tell us what has you so panicked?
Yeah, I just need to breathe for a second.
Yep. Yeah,
And-
you all can
and
dip
You're just gonna
into
sit
an
there,
alley.
just like have a full breakdown, just
Yeah.
like full
The Spark
panic
will
attack.
awful to carry on
Hyperventilation.
if they want.
Yeah.
Not sure how much the warm plate mail would feel to be carried in.
It's like
But yeah, so,
sizzling
after
hot.
a
Like,
good few minutes of just like hyperventilating and just full blown panic attack. When Nephira can finally, breathe again. Enough
Hold on.
to talk.
Oh wait, I don't have access to calm emotions. Plus, I can't cast magic here.
So
Paladin spell list.
He teleported. He used magic. Oh no! Oh no!
Well, if he gets caught.
That's
No!
not in my
No
notes.
exceptions!
That's not in my notes.
No, this is out of character.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, he probably knows how to not get caught, which is the whole
Yeah.
devil thing
They don't
of
remember him.
you follow the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law.
Yeah.
That is literally Devil 101, and he is
Yeah.
half devil, so he's probably taken Devil 101
He's on
at least.
Devil like 301 at least, yeah.
Yeah, we can
But
find
yeah.
them both
Halfway,
tonight.
halfway to his Devil.
Yeah. As you all are in this this alleyway, and Nephira finally calms down enough to begin to tell the group what exactly went down.
A summary of what happened in the bad place.
Mhm.
Yeah, just a quick summary of like the interaction with Corin. Be like, I have a brother named Corin. Apparently, he made a deal with Zeril, and he's her right hand. And but the deal was that no one would remember him or his existence or anything or where he was, so that he could always show up to help me if I was in danger. And he's the one who gave me the necklace because he has a similar one, and it's to help him. It's both to protect me and to help him find me easier, so he can get to me faster if I'm in trouble, so he can save me. I never remembered him.
Spark immediately tries to recall the information Nephira's just given them.
So do you remember
Sounds
now?
like a good story.
You're not supposed to remember him.
So then,
But I mean, like, the name has stuck in his memory, or is it's a case of Nephira just said a name. I can't remember the name for the life of me.
It's like if your friend's like telling you about a person you've never met, and they're like, "Yeah, my friend like Jonah," and you're like, "Okay, well, I can now know that you have a friend named Jonah," but like, and they'll be like, "Well, I told you about this person." You're like, "No, never in my life." So it's not like retro. It's not like any
I figure it's not
information
gonna
after.
backfill.
No, it doesn't
I figure
backfill.
it's not gonna backfill, but even this instance, does this instance stay in our memory?
Yes.
Or okay,
It's just-
that's more.
Yeah, it's just the actual
Yeah.
in like him,
like
his
conversation.
presence
Yeah.
is
So
Alright.
I'd be like, and I convinced him to write me a note so that I could at least know about his existence. And then I wrote a little bit and I kind of showed off. And I'm like, and Eris was taking notes this whole time in there during this whole thing. So like that was Eris's notes. She was the one taking them. So like you can trust your notes. They're safe.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean
you.
everything that Nephira is saying is in my notes.
And then well, I was just, I mean, I just realized that I had a brother that I could never remember, and who I didn't want to lose him all over again, and he just teleported from like right in front of us. I was still holding on to him, and I said, "Please don't go," and he left, and then I couldn't remember anything, but I could still, I knew something was going.
Spark will move to gently hold Nephira's hand.
Like, and then I knew I was forgetting something important, and I was so desperate to remember, but I couldn't remember what I was trying to remember, and then I just heard this voice in my head saying, "Do you want to remember?" And I knew I had to remember, but I couldn't remember what I was trying to remember, and so I said, "Yeah, I need to remember," and then I think I just made a deal with somebody called the broker, and I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Wait,
That is not in my notes. And I think that these are my notes because your story matches with the notes, and I do have some personal commentary added my thoughts and feelings, so it must be true, but that's not in my notes, Nephira.
Yeah.
what?
If he made a deal and part of his agreement was that no one remembers him, but now you remember him, what does that mean for his deal?
I don't know.
The void?
I don't know, because I couldn't remember what I was trying to remember until after I made the deal and remembered.
At the very least, I can remember the story you mentioned, so that's also weird with the deal. Anyway, I'm sorry, you made a deal?
Yeah.
What did you?
It's
What
this
did you
guy, he
close
told
the
him to the
deal?
broker, and he called himself broker, and he said that I could remember this interaction, the interaction that I just had that I was trying to remember for a favor. And then I asked what about any, because I knew there was more. I just couldn't remember anything else, but I knew there was something more, and so I asked about any other interactions. It was just also the way he worded it. So I was like, any other interactions or future ones that I would also be able to remember. And he said that would be a lot more, and then I'd become a warlock, and it'd be like his or whatever, and he said I could be his right hand, and I said, that's maybe a little much right now. And I said, so I just, I just said yes to the one interaction for a favor, and I made sure that it couldn't, that whatever he asked, like, there were conditions, and the conditions were like no kids and no like nothing that would hurt any of like my friends or people I care about. So that's all I really care about right now. So I did that, and I said, maybe can we revisit the whole like the other stuff and
No.
once I remembered this one, and now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't go that route.
Please don't.
Because Corin is Zerial's right hand, so I don't know what that would mean for if I get this guy's right hand, because I don't know the difference between the two, because this guy says he wants to overthrow so much devils, and I don't know what that's gonna do. And anyway, I'm freaking out, guys.
That. Spark's gonna switch to halfling to talk to the gremlins now. Should we be concerned that
One sec.
We can't have two characters whose sibling, much older, a strange sibling, is a warlock for an opposing deity that they are the person of.
But why not? That's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Well, fortunately, Spark and Eris do not have older siblings.
Yeah, luckily
No,
Spark
Eris
and
would
Eris are
have younger
single.
siblings. Oh, she doesn't. No, she couldn't. Never mind.
She can have
Spark's a single child, so luckily he doesn't have to worry about a younger sibling becoming entangled with someone that's beefing with Maliki.
Only have to worry about all of the gremlins becoming
The
entangled
gremlins,
with
though.
something.
I've already joked that when we get back to the Prime Material plane, it's just gonna be so many casts of ceremony for whatever other bits of Avernus we pick up, and that's assuming Spark wins the uphill battle of, you don't need the Devil Horn.
Mhm.
You don't need it, since
Necessarily,
the
yeah.
target of ceremony needs to be willing. But anyway, Spark's
Oh.
like,
But what was Stu about to say?
Sorry.
Sorry.
switch to halfways, like, should we be worried that Nephira's sibling, who's watching us, is working for someone who, at the end of the day, we're trying to undermine?
Probably, but I'm so scared about literally everything right now that I don't even know. I don't even know. What if this deal I
You
just
want a hug?
Yes.
Yeah. He will take like 5 minutes to undo the breastplate part of the plate mail, so that way it's not warm metal.
So what I have in my notes is that his job for her is that he eliminates problems and that takes anyone that she has an issue with, or takes out anyone that she has an issue with, because he's an assassin / spy, and he's Ariel's right hand. And then he said something about, I'm trying to find it in my notes. Sorry.
Oh, having it be diegetic.
He said you should only know what you need to know for the mission. Too much information can be bad. And I was like, nah, I don't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I have in my notes. Yeah.
And Nephira's just like, yeah, and I guess I'm scared because I didn't remember at the time, so I didn't know not to do it, and I was just so desperate to remember. But now that I remember, I'm worried that, like, what if this broker guy is, like, one of the people that, like, would be a he says he wants to overthrow archdevils and stuff and archfiends, and I'm like, what if he's a problem for Sarah, which means that he has to be. If the favor he asked me for makes me a problem that Corin then has to deal with, and.
Wait, sorry, Nephira.
I think
Then
Nephira's.
freak
That's right. Eris is gonna join the hug.
Yeah,
Join the
Spark's gonna
hug.
move over and just
Oh.
Pip. Spark's gonna look over Pip and just kind of gesture like, "Come on, make this a group hug."
Yeah.
Not gonna force it, but just kind of be like, "Come on, Pip."
He hesitates not because he doesn't want to hug. He's not a hugger really, but he does a little hesitation because he's in his brain and has a thought about something, but kind of like shakes out of it and goes so joins the group hug.
Yeah, and
Okay.
as you all are giving Nephira a hug, you now can hear the slight clock ticking that is coming from Nephira.
Where?
I don't like that.
Does anyone
Nephira,
hear a
did your
watch?
heart get replaced by a clock?
Oh,
It
that's so
better
cool.
not have.
I don't think that's
not.
cool.
It's a little cool, Eris.
No.
I guess.
But I don't know. Nephira's just having a mental breakdown right now. Just
That's
full
fair.
on.
That's,
Poor
that's
girl's not having a good time.
When you
congrats, States. You got one of them. Sorry, Lucas. Brain. Brain is
I got
also.
him.
Spark in Brain is also panicking. So, I guess let's maybe try to get some information on this. You said broker?
Yeah. That's what he called himself.
See what his goals are, because you said the conditions for this favor won't harm anyone you care about. So
yeah,
it's
I was
safe.
wondering about that too.
So it's safe to say he won't ask you to do anything directly that hurts us or your brother.
Okay.
My
Right. Yes, that.
my worry is your worry of making you a problem for Zariel beyond. By the way, this is all still in Halfling. I will mention when Spark switches back to Common. That will make you a problem beyond if what we're doing becomes an issue on her radar. I guess I'm also worried. What if his goals are aligned with Zariel's? And his favor, while not harming us, will prevent us from saving El Terrell.
Oh. We were only supposed to come for information and to be like a go-between essentially and just get some information and look around before they called in more powerful people. So, I mean, if we end up not being able to, we just go back. And we get someone else to get down here and help Alterel. Because we can do that.
I think Eris stands back up and she's like,
Yeah, I was about to say.
yeah, I made a promise. I'm not gonna go back on my word.
And I don't want you to. I want to help Alterel
Hopefully-
too.
Hopefully you won't
I just I
come
don't
to
know
that.
what's gonna happen, and I'm scared.
If I'm not sure what's the lucky situation, if the broker is aligned or unaligned with Zariel.
I think it's bad either way.
I mean, yes, you made a deal with the devil.
I was panicking.
That's understandable. I guess did Eris take the note that Corin's kind of keeping active tabs on us?
No.
Good.
Alright,
I
cool.
did. I will double check, but I don't think I mentioned. Wait, let's see. I'll get back to you. Give me 1 second.
Alright, so I was about to say what Spark was about to suggest hinges on if the gremlins are aware that Corin's keeping active tabs on them, or if they think it's an occasional check-in.
Mm-hmm.
Vera, when you said that did he say that he wouldn't hurt your friends, or did you ask that?
I asked that. Well,
Did
he said
he-
a favor, and I said, "What kind of favor?" And he said, "Oh, you're good with daggers, aren't you? You could come up with something." And I said, "Well, can we put like limitations on that? Conditions?" And he said, "Of course, is there anything you wouldn't, be willing to do?" And I said, "Hurt my friends, and nothing that would, bring harm to my friends."
And did he agree to that?
Yeah.
You heard him agree?
Yes. He
Okay.
said.
Okay.
Pip talking from first-hand experience.
Yeah.
100%.
He said he promised that for this deal that nothing that would bring harm to my friends or anyone I cared about. So.
Okay. Good.
I guess
Good.
can Spark make a religion check to see if any word of mouth about the brokers made it to the prime material plane of devils to watch out for, or is that outside of what let me see what his maximum could be, and if the DC would be above his maximum, just tell me no.
Yeah.
Is that information that would be behind a check above a 21?
Yes.
Is it above a 28?
Alright, I'm not even gonna roll.
No, it would be a 25 DC.
Oh wait, never mind. That is my max. I
Yeah.
don't have proficiency in religion, so it would.
Well,
be
roll
25.
in at 20.
Yeah, that's all I have to do. Would you like me to?
I mean, if you think Pip
Sure.
would try to take that
I mean,
angle.
Pip's like, I remember things, not in the same to the same extremity, but yeah, no. It's a 13.
Alright.
It was
Yeah.
an 8 though.
No, this broker is a
Alright, we're just gonna
mysterious
have
figure.
to gather information the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Any history check?
Poor Nephira. Just
I was
having
about to say,
whole
I
breakdown right now.
I think the vibe I got from the broker's span of activity is pretty recent, so I don't think history has been written about him yet.
He's speed running his
He's
arch
speed running
devilness.
the ladder of
Yeah.
fiendom.
Mhm.
Anything that's already happened is history. You can roll history to remember something that happened 2 minutes ago.
Mhm.
I think there's a difference between personal history and textbook history.
Yeah, they haven't written the textbooks yet. But yeah, you all are kind of in this alleyway, letting Nephira catch
Letting Nephira cry it
their
out.
their breath. Yep. But what are the next steps?
I
You all
guess
here
wait for
a reason.
Nephira to get stable enough to walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I go
Well-
get my food from my door real quick?
Yeah. Go for it.
Thanks.
No.
Okay, fast.
So I checked over my notes, and Eris did not mention anything about him watching us or him
Cool.
being the one watching us. And
Anything about Zariel could always tune in
yes. So
any
actually,
moment.
that's where I was gonna go with this, because I think Eris at this time is gonna bring up. In my notes, I was just looking over them again, and the note, the letter, or I don't remember this. Sorry, I'm like talk about this without. I don't remember everything. He mentioned that this is Zariel's domain, and that she could be listening at any time, and that when Pip did the sending to Kamar, that it was probably Zariel that was listening in.
Zariel?
Okay. So
So
we
she's
need to...
well, I'm like, what did Pip tell Kamar? I'm like, did I write that down? Yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at my notes some more.
Yeah.
Alright. So I guess I'll wait for Morgan to get back for what Spark's gut feeling on that of his moving forward idea.
I gotta see when that was too. I mean, because
I
Pip's called
feel like
Kamar
that
a few
was
times.
early in El Terrell, like either when they had just met up with Anatoly, or
Yeah.
when they were under the High Hall. It was in either of like the day of downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan, you got your headset on?
Yes.
Alright. Okay, if Serial can potentially tune it in any time, should we bank on her not knowing Halfling, or should we start to be
Probably does.
careful about what proper nouns we say out loud?
Both.
I
We
mean,
should
whenever
probably
I get in
both.
people's heads and talk to them like that, we don't have to speak the same language, and I can just kind of understand their like vibes. Maybe that's the same thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah, so
doesn't
let's be
help us
really.
if she
No.
can poke in our
Sorry.
heads.
Let's be careful about what we say. In dreams, out loud, in sending, in anything. Let's just.
Spark will kind of pause and touch the wooden unicorn head that Fura resides in. I'm like, hey, how are you doing?
You
Realizing that as far as he's aware, she's kind of potentially always listening in on his half of the conversation.
Mm-hmm. So she.
I guess he would switch to common for that, since. Sorry to make you think, Lucas, about the mechanics of
she never
how does
saw.
this interplay?
She never saw Corin, so she couldn't see him. Could she forget him? But she probably wouldn't have remembered the conversation anyway, because she's also like in a fucking necklace. Yeah, you see that Firat is just kind of like, I'm good. What's going on with you all? I don't know if that's her voice, but that's going to be it for right now till I remember what exactly her voice sounds like.
It's almost like we have video recording.
I know. I need to go back and look, which is good.
Okay, she's just Lealia right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's like Lealia light.
We ran into someone related to Nephira who seems to have a effect where once you break line of sight with him, you forget him. Does any of this sound familiar to what you might have heard me talking about within the last half hour?
You see that she's kind of like, not really. I was a bit in my own head, so to speak.
Alright. Sorry to bother.
It's alright.
Spark will kind of look up at the crew, is like, whatever was going on, Firat wasn't listening in at that moment. Alright, so we have Nephira to confirm Eris's notes. I guess we'll need to be careful about speaking about her goals out loud. And learn some more about this broker to get an idea of what this favor will be. And Spur kind of pauses, realizing they never asked Red Roof what might happen if, for whatever reason, they can't get her a spa day. And then immediately going like, Nephira, was it spelled out what might happen if you breach your contract?
No.
Hmm.
I was panicking. I didn't think about that. I was just trying to make sure that I don't know. I panicked.
Alright, I guess for now we try to figure out what the broker's goals are as far as people know, and hope that whatever this favor is isn't something that will cause problems for us in the long term.
Maybe if we're lucky, he won't call it in until like years later, and we'll be fine.
Or we
We'll be
find a way to worm you out of the contract where he pauses for a bit, about to say one of their goals out loud. Just like we're looking to, and he's gonna look over at Eris when he says this, erase that book.
Book. My book?
He'll
Yes.
scratch the side of
Your
his
book.
head while looking at Pip.
Mm.
And hoping that it's not just plugged into heads at this point. The contract with the citizens of El Chirel.
Oh. How do you know she's not listening now, too?
We'll know if a dagger comes for my back.
A dagger of Zariel.
Don't make Nephira have to pick.
Don't you dare.
I think Nephira would just be analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
I skip my turn.
yeah.
I take
Yeah,
the dodge action.
100%. Like literally just just freeze. And just kind of feel like an each way and just freeze. Yeah, bonus action disengage.
Hide.
Bonus action, flee the scene.
Yup.
Eris says, speaking of, I think we should go get that bath now. I do have in my notes that apparently Mahadi, who runs the Wandering Emporium, isn't what he seems. That's a warning. I assume it's from your brother.
Okay.
Alright, so I
I
guess
wish I could get in contact with my brother so I could see if he has any advice to give me about this whole situation, but maybe he'll come by again sometime. I hope I see
He's
him.
gonna get in
again soon.
danger. You'll see him.
Yeah, just become in life and death danger, and he'll show
You're
up.
right,
There
you're
you go.
That's
Easy.
You're right, Pip. Thank you.
So, as we go, it'll just probably happen. Hopefully it's for that and not for the worst case, but for now we have a deal to hold up.
Yep.
You okay to stand?
I think I'll try. Actually, can I just sit on your shoulders for the next little bit?
Sure, just give me a few minutes to get part of my armor back on. And yeah, once he gets the chest piece he took off back on, he'll bend down in a way to let Nephira scale him.
Yep.
And then Fear's just gonna be like flipping a dagger through her fingers as like a nervous tick.
Yeah, don't drop it.
Oh no, it's just like fiddling with the dagger, spark suddenly shifts the other way, and it's like, well, there's a new scar. Oh wait, I guess table talk. Did Nephira return the dagger?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, I still have it. I'm gonna clutch it because it's now my emotional support dagger because it was my brother's.
Hate that.
Why?
Remember, if you kill someone with that dagger, their soul goes straight to the sticks.
Oh.
Skip the
I
astral
forgot about
plane. Do not collect 200 gold.
Look, you could
forgot
start
about
your
that, to be honest.
career as the right hand of the broker with that
I thought it was
dagger.
gonna be the left hand of Zariel.
Oh, there you go. Or the left hand is Ariel. We got options. So many hands.
People with two hands. Stand between them.
Oh my god.
But
But
Join
play
your
triple
brother.
agent.
yeah, you all.
Spark's gonna end up alone in Elysium.
Oh.
Poor Spark.
You end up coming out of this little alley between these tents and kind of huge infernal war machines that have been set up to create this little marketplace in the middle of the wastelands of Avernus. There's all these kind of like lamps and iron plates fluttering between, creating divisions between all the different areas. And as you go, you see people selling, well, individuals of different varieties, devil, wanty, goblins, selling all different kind of items. You see kind of off a little bit a ways that, so it's technically outside of the Wandering Emporium. You see what looks like a kind of like a fight ring, and there seems to be some fight going on right now. People are placing bets. But you see at the far end where you're headed is a tent that has a sign that says Infernal Rapture, and it is where Mahadi, who is the proprietor of the Wandering Emporium, has the restaurant and spa that can be visited for a price.
Alright, I guess we go in.
Yeah. So, let's see. You all enter into this kind of large domed tent, and as you get inside, you see that there's kind of all these plush, like rugs all across the ground, lots of pillows. There's some like hookah, and then there's several rooms that you can see are kind of closed off with different like, what are those called? Curtains. And as you enter, you see that a kind of middle-aged gentleman approaches you. He has kind of this deep tan. His face and hands are covered in kind of these henna-like designs. He's wearing quite a lot of heavy, like, black eyeliner. Has his hair up in a head wrap and a meticulously maintained beard of black and white kind of streaks. And he kind of like clasps his hands together as you all approach and folds them over kind of his chest and gives a little bit of a bow and goes, "Welcome to the Wandering Emporium. My name is Mahadi. What can I get you here? We have all manner of things."
Spark will reciprocate a light bow. Is like, we're hoping to book a spa day on someone else's behalf.
Oh, of course, I can do that. Are you sure you would not want one yourself? You do look like you've been out in the heats of Avernus for quite some time.
Yeah,
Eris looks like she wants a bath so badly, but no way do they have time for that.
What did I say in the group chat about Eris not letting us use downtime?
if we weren't on such a timeline, Eris would absolutely be the first in line.
I was about to say,
for
can
that.
Spark make an insight check against that conflict?
like if you
Or Dates, are you
neglect-
saying it's obvious enough?
Yeah, no, I
That
think it's
passive
obvious
of
enough.
16.
Oh my god, yeah.
if you neglect your
first-
self-care though, then you're not going to be able to be your best self to get this job done.
Prestidigitation is good
Spark
enough
will be
for
like,
now.
first let's figure out the first thing, and then we can possibly talk about ourselves after.
Very well, of course. You said a spa day on the behalf of someone else. Do you have this individual's name that would be visiting and a perhaps timeline.
We're looking to book a day on behalf of Red Roof, and we will. Immediate insight check, by the way, on his reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to insight that as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's a high number. I should have his insight modifier memorized at this point, but you never know.
I got
21
19.
total.
19, 21.
Why not?
Yeah, go for it, Pip.
11.
All right, wow. That's double digits.
I was gonna joke 0. I was gonna joke 0.
I was thinking.
Yeah, you see, as Mahadi kind of recognizes the name and goes, "Ah, yes, an old friend." You see that with that insight, he is aware of who Red Ruth is. If he considers her really a friend or not, you're not sure, but also you're guessing probably not. That doesn't seem like Red Ruth would really have too many friends. It's more maybe a nice
In the very
thing.
least, he's being civil and
Yeah,
isn't called
exactly.
in guards.
Yeah, he's trying to be polite to all people who come to this spot, because it wouldn't do him any good to be rude.
We're seeing the customer service face.
Exactly.
As for time, we'll kind of look back at Pip and Eris. How long did it take us to get here?
How long did it take us to
It was
get
a few
here?
hours.
Okay.
Granted,
I think...
you don't know if she might have ways to move faster than you do.
Yeah, that's true. I think Eris will give kind of like a broader timeline of like, because I didn't. Their conversation was so big. I didn't take notes on it. I haven't gone back and done
You
it
can
yet, but,
you can give
I
like
think
within the
Eris,
next day or something like
yeah,
that.
has the general like gist, and she
Like,
makes it
if
like
we
a
say
little
tomorrow.
the window
Yeah.
a little more open, so that way in case Red Roof like doesn't go tomorrow,
She's got to
whatever
stop by
reason.
the bank first.
Yeah, you know.
She got errands to
But I
run.
also,
Got other
I was about to
errands,
say,
I
I
don't know,
also
yeah.
figure we would be footing the bill for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the implication
Yeah.
Spark had, which is why
Yeah.
let's book Red Roof's thing first, and then
Yeah.
see what we have left.
Yeah.
Which, you know, he's not too happy about the whole trade in souls thing,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
he, you know, biting his tongue, he'll vomit if the pit in his stomach holds.
Yeah.
Pray for forgiveness when they're back on the material plane. He kind of has a game plan.
Yeah, so you see Mahadi continues, yes, well, I can definitely get that set up for the next day if it is only a kind of standard treatment. That would be 1 soul coin.
Wait, did she ask for the standard one?
I was
or...
about to say...
You didn't
I
you
feel
didn't
like-
specify.
Yeah, like-
She didn't
I
specify
think
no.
so.
Back a while.
I
Spark
think
will
Eric's
kind
gonna be
of-
like, "What is the nicest bath that you have? like the one that a hag would just die for."
You see that Mahadi's kind of like eyes light up. He's like, I love the way you're talking. We can definitely do more. Yes, for a hag. I can arrange some things. Some skincare, a little bit of a snack while she is also in the spa. Yes, I think that would come to, let's call it 3 soul coins.
Is the 21 insight rolling, and if so, is he trying to take us for a ride?
With the 21 insight, you get that, like, he would have tried to upsell you things, whether or not, like, he would have been trying to upsell you, and
Basically,
Eris
we've
jumped right
already
to
walked
it.
into the upsell.
Eris jumped ahead in the upsell. He didn't even have to work
Okay.
his way up.
I want her to have the nicest bath possible because I think that
Hey,
will
listen,
pay dividends.
Fair, and also you saved Spark asking, like, hey, we know it says no magic. If we explicitly tell you, our wizard friend is gonna make a phone call to check for specifications.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Will
any of
that
that.
fly? Okay. Spark will look at the group and is like, that sounds fair.
Yeah. let's hand over the coins.
And
Nephira.
he'll look over to Nephira. Oh,
You're not the one holding them.
you are!
You
Yeah,
are,
you are.
because-
I gave you all
I
of
thought
them.
I thought you took them away after I passed out.
N-
No, well, we did, but then you,
Yes,
you
and
were
then
like,
Pip
the
grabbed them,
necklace
and
makes
then-
it fine. And
And
so
then
then
we
we
handed
gave them back to you.
Okay.
after we picked up Pip from the puddle of blood that came out of his nose.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do still have them. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me see if I have them in my notes here then.
Yeah,
I
So-
think we have 6 total.
Yeah.
at least.
I
Nephira
have
also
8.
has some. Yeah, that's why Nephira
Oh, right, I
nearly
think we
died.
Oh, right, I
Yeah.
think we had 2, and
So
then
I have
each of
8.
you found 3.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you
Okay.
you hand over the
I will hand over 3.
so you see that
Spark will try to, like, block line of sight when Nephira goes in their pouch so he doesn't see how many we have in total.
yeah, you see that Mahadi kind of takes a like small still like gold bowl and holds it out like for you to put
Well, you can't even see the pouch from. I'm just this huddle of like black cloak on
Yeah.
Oh, right, you're on Spark's shoulder,
like-
so it will just,
I just-
like...
kind of like go from beneath and then pull out just 3.
Yeah.
You don't even see where I pulled them from. They just materialize in my hand.
Yeah, and you
You
see
know-
Mahadi
and
holds
you know,
up this
not-
like
I was
bowl
about
for
to-
them.
Question I might regret asking. Since Nephira is on Spark holding the coins, does that chain to him, or
No.
the buffer is keeping him safe? Okay, good.
Nephira is a good was it conduit? No, what the opposite of a conduit?
Insulator.
Insulation.
Yeah.
Insulator.
Nephira's a poor conductor, so the
Of-
electric
of
chair
evil.
does nothing. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, Brain, why do you remember that post?
But yeah, you're able to hand over the coins, and Mahadi kind of takes the bowl and puts it to the side with the coins. It's like, well, wonderful that we could come to an agreement for that, but now for you all, could I interest you in perhaps a meal before you get back on the road?
What kind of food?
Whatever you would desire.
What do you We're relatively new to this plane, so hesitation is from experience out on the wastes.
I see. Well, if you are from where I believe the material plane, we have, we can have chicken, or if you are not meat eaters, vegetable stew, whatever homey, warm, but not, in the way that it would make you warm. Whatever you desire, I can make happen.
Does it taste like food?
Do you have anything that like fire genasi from the plane of fire would eat?
Oh, easy. We could absolutely do that. And
I was
to-
about to say there is probably intense overlap
Yeah,
of
he's
the
like-
Scoville scale that fiends and fireplane people eat.
Yeah, you see, Mahadi's like, easy. That can absolutely be arranged. And as for your young companion's question, it will taste fantastic. The best you can get on this plane.
Chicken sounds. I'll just kind of sniff a little. and go, Chicken sounds good.
One for I guess we mentioned we're on a tight time. For your staff, how long do you think it would take for them to reasonably finish our meals?
Well, as soon as I get the payment, it'll be ready.
Oh, that sounds great.
Insight check on
Great.
this again, giving,
Yeah.
the warning.
Mhm.
I say that like I'm gonna get more than a 21. Oh. I spoke it into existence, 26.
26.
Nice.
Yeah,
Got the nat 20, oh my goodness.
yeah,
I
so,
just needed to out my dice more, apparently.
sorry, what are you trying to insight check?
He's trying to reread this, given the warning of he's not what he seems.
Mm-hmm.
So the comment of like, oh, it will be instantaneous kind of has him on edge again.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's
you
just
gather
kind
he's
of-
probably pretty powerful. So the concept of just having food being created and the fact
right,
that it will
Spark
taste
can
good.
eventually do that.
Um,
He can't do that part.
yeah, so you're a little on edge, but as far as like you don't think he's gonna like poison you because that wouldn't bode well for him. Again, he needs people to want to come here.
He needs to keep business.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess if we wanted to do just the meal and if we wanted to do meal and basic bath, how much would that run for the 4 of us?
Well, the meal and basic bath, that would be 1 soul coin for each of those, so 8 altogether. But
Oh,
I
you
could
don't-
be
you
amenable
don't
to
have time
making
for
a
a bath.
deal. Just the food then?
All right.
Just the food.
That would be
Yes.
4 soul coins.
Who else has soul coins?
I think you're carrying all
Yeah,
of them because you're the only
You're
one who
carrying
can.
the whole
Okay.
groups.
Okay, we're down to like 5, by the way.
Down to less than
I-
that.
We had 8, and now we gave
Yeah,
3,
5.
so we're at
And
5.
so you'd only have
So-
1 left if you do take this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how much time is left on the bikes for their current fuel tank for Nephira and Pips?
It's several hours. Like
We have 6 hours on
6
mine.
hours. There's like 4. Someone else had like 14. And Eris's is eco
I was
friendly.
about to
Let
say-
me look at the tracker. I need to pull that up.
Plus, also we can easily drop down to 2 because we're a medium and small,
hmm
so it doesn't
You
slow
also
down the
possibly
bikes.
could find. You do know where some other bikes are if people haven't scavenged them yet. You could
Yeah.
switch out some other bikes.
Eris
Sure,
is at
depending
13,
on what direction we
and Nephira
go.
and Pip are
Mhm.
at 6.
So it's not the worst. Plus, we always have the fallback of
Mhm.
Spark has a steed that he can easily recover. Spark can turn into a horse for
I forgot about that.
for 2 hours per short rest. So we would have to take like breaks along the way. So if we ever, for whatever reason, do lose our bikes,
hmm
we do have faster than foot travel.
Mm-hmm.
Spark's kind of like
So,
that's, and also we can find them. Table talk, we can find them easily. I imagine Nephira is aware of the whole. Oh yeah, we scavenged 6 of these yesterday.
Yeah. You could always ask the
Yeah.
broker too, Be like,
Mm.
hey,
By
can
the
I
w-
have some money?
By the way,
I'm so
with
broke.
Nephira sitting on Spark's shoulder, can he identify where the ticking sound's coming from? Since I imagine that's like
Mhm.
right back.
It's above Nephira's heart. Or where Nephira's heart would
Yeah.
be.
Or Nephira's heart would
My
be.
clock heart theory is right. Confirmed.
Maybe.
I
You
know,
haven't
right?
looked?
Nah,
You haven't
just the
looked.
meal then.
What if we got 2 meals and then we just shared? That would be 2 soul coins.
Well, I don't know if y'all would be able to eat what I'm gonna get.
I could eat it.
Immediate hubris. Pip never learns his lesson.
No.
Sure.
You
He
see,
He knows.
Spark
his
will-
white colors, too. He knows it's not good. He knows he's a white boy.
Spark's
you see
gonna-
also, Mahadi goes, well, if you are going to get the meal, the full benefit will only be if you eat it yourself fully.
Mm.
Benefit.
I feel like a meal each is worth it for us.
Okay.
yeah.
It's
Alright.
okay, Pip.
I want some chicken.
Pip, I'll also go for some chicken. Pip internally is like, they're gonna make me give up my bike if it comes to it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like chicken, some mashed potatoes, some cornbread.
Yeah. You all are
Sounds
able
super good.
to, if you pay over the soul coins again, Mahadi has that bowl, and you can give your order up. You see as you place them, Mahadi remembering all of this. You do see, like, past Mahadi, there are a few other individuals here, and also what looks to be like wait staff bringing drinks, bringing refreshments. And after that, Mahadi kind of gives a slight bow and points over to one of the kind of curtained off rooms and is like, if you would like to take rest in here, and the food will be out shortly. within several minutes.
Thank you.
Of course. It's a pleasure doing business.
This
Mhm.
tiny little thank you
Mhm.
comes from
Yeah.
this little shadow.
this
just
black
this shadow.
bundle.
That's, yeah, this little black shadowy bundle on your shoulder.
Yeah. So you all head to that little area. You can sit and rest. And if you are, we'll say the food arrives. What did everyone ask for their like homey cooked meal?
Pip got a crispy baked fish with some roasted veggies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Spark would have gotten a chicken stew made with local vegetables from Briar's Glen area.
Nice.
Oh.
I would have like I don't know, so I'm thinking like fried chicken type of thing with some mashed potatoes and cornbread and a little bit of corn.
Nice.
Just maybe some carrots. Just like nice, hearty.
Mm-hmm.
Eris is asking for whatever
Comfort food.
fire genasi who live in the plane of fire
Yeah.
eat.
You see
A fire
a...
genasi
She was
special.
gonna just go with like I want something that people from the plane of fire eat, but she's like that's a little too broad. And what if I
Mhm.
end up with something inedible? So yeah.
You get some molten lava in a bowl. It's like, yeah, fire giants eat
yeah,
this all the time.
But no, you get what is comes out in this kind of stone clay pot that is just sizzling hot, and you see it is like this bubbling like squid ink black curry that is
Ooh.
incredibly spicy. You see like a little pepper like bob to the top. There's a ton of meat and vegetables in it, hearty vegetables. You're not sure, they kind of look like potatoes, but you're not sure if they are potatoes or not.
Harris,
Also,
how can I feel the heat from that on the
yeah,
other
it's
side of
you
the
all
table?
are nearly getting
Oh.
like smoked
was
out.
like-
Yeah.
Eyes watering, damp eyes.
Yeah.
Spark will give a
Right.
Spark will give Pip a you thought you could eat that look.
He wants
I
to
think
try.
Eris would be really excited. I want to eat it. I want to eat it. I
Yeah.
wanna eat it.
Yeah, you're able
What does
to
it taste
eat it. It's delicious. It's spicy, like warm. It's like got the Szechuan like numbing feeling.
Yeah.
Really thick,
So the-
coats your mouth.
The spice that hurts but tastes good.
Mhm.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, and Eris is definitely able to handle it. Her fire genasi taste buds. But yeah, for everyone, the food is delicious, and you all kind of like just get engrossed in just like eating your food, and very little conversation happens. But at the end of this meal, with an hour past, you gain the benefits of a hero's feast. So make sure you
Ooh.
write this down.
Ooh.
What is that?
You-
Lucas, do you want to roll the temporary hit points we get?
Yes. So you are cured of all diseases and poisons. You are immune to poison and being frightened. I'll also put this in chat. All wisdom saving throws are made with advantage. And you get a
That
hit
would have been
point
useful a few
maximum
minutes ago.
increased by 2d10, which I will roll. And you also gain this number of hit points, and this lasts for 24 hours.
Okay, so it's
Nice.
hang on, we've got
So let me roll that 2d10. Get my good d10s out here. My high rollers. It's a d10.
The ones that really wrecked us.
Yeah.
They better
Yeah,
give
not
it for
bad.
how much they've taken.
16.
That's
Yeah, a
fantastic.
10 and a 6. So you all get 16 extra hit points, and your hit point maximum increases. So they're not temporary hit points. They can stack and heal as usual.
Until 24 hours pass.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Well, here's hoping we get jumped by those angry ghosts immediately upon Red Roof's exit.
Yeah.
the ones that both her and Fiat were in the group of. By the way, Spark would have shared the whole, oh hey, the angry ghosts or stuff that Red Roof dragged across the plains with her once they got out of the bramble.
Mm-hmm.
So the group would be looped in on that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, I got to add to this.
Morgan is Pip's hit points above 50 with it. I joke. I'm pretty sure Pip's hit points were already above 50. Oh, cool.
No, his
Cool.
last hit is 45. He was at 40, and now he's at 56. So
There
How
we
does
go.
Spark almost have double Pip's hit points?
because Pip is Pip. Spark,
What's your
Spark.
con mod?
+2.
Alright, so you got a decent constitution. So it's literally just the D10 hit
Yeah,
dice
that's
from
fine.
Paladin. Alright.
Yep.
Spark will pause after, like, the bliss of a actual tasty meal
Yeah, and
passes.
it all tastes delicious. So good.
As
Things you forgot you could taste after being in Avernus for a while.
and will let the weight of the cost just
Oh, wait.
sit in his stomach as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, never mind. Pip's max HP is not 56. It would be... That can't be right. 61 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how do
'Cause
I
I'm
16 would have you rolled over.
61.
advantage?
No, but I mean, like, 16 would roll you above a 10's place.
Yeah, 45
So
plus
I
16.
just like, I was like, oh, weird. But yeah.
Well,
I will
and
say
Spark-
Eris will let Pip try the curry if he asks.
I was about to say, if they each take a bite of each other's meal,
That's
does
what
it
I was
still count
thinking
for
too.
a
It's still
full
fine.
meal?
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
You
that's
just
good.
couldn't be like, we're gonna split kid's appetizer together and
Yeah,
expect to
yeah.
get the. Now you see why you need the full meal for
Yeah.
the benefits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I have to roll for that?
Wait, so
I was
hit
about to
points-
say.
Yeah,
I
roll
do
a
feel like
Constitution
that's-
saving throw, Pip.
I was about to say that does
What-
feel like it
what's
warrants
that,
a con
Sly?
save.
So the hit point maximum increases by 2d10?
By 16. I rolled what
yeah,
it is.
16
Oh,
modes.
okay.
And then you also
So-
gain 16 hit points. So if you weren't at full, it basically just brings you up. Otherwise, if you're at full, you just are at
It's pointless.
16 more. Yeah. Which I don't think you were at full.
So what you do, Sly, is you click on your max hit points, and there should be an option that says override max HP. And you put your HP max plus 16 in that override, and it will show your new max HP with your default max HP in parentheses.
Okay. So the max over here is 45, and then the override is just the 45 plus 16.
How are you both
Yes.
so squishy?
Now you know why it's dangerous that these two had touch the soul coins.
Exactly.
Sorry, the optimizer in my brain is like, Nephira
Okay.
should have just picked up a bow and stuck to it.
No, she's got to follow after the brother she didn't even know she had and do daggers, okay?
I didn't even realize I was following my brother's footsteps. It's fine.
Who do you think taught you?
Yeah.
Your actions modeled him.
Not I taught myself. It's fine. Okay,
But
That's
yeah.
just the hole in your memory.
it's fine.
That
Uh,
Nephira doesn't
okay.
have access to because you didn't make the deal for those ones.
But Nephira can extrapolate out.
Maybe.
Pip's con save on the curry was a 17.
How do I
17.
save
That's actually
when
pretty
it's up
decent.
with saving
I rolled a
throws?
15.
For the saving throws
You
one, I would just
have
note it.
to.
Stu
you
can
just
also
have to
remind
keep-
everyone. Stu
Yep.
will
Hey,
Stu will
listen.
remind.
I remind everyone about Bless all the time. I'll just need to remind myself when the combat begins, and
Yeah.
Lucas, hopefully, don't get too annoying.
No, it's
being
all
at the
good because then I
table
don't
with-
have to remember it. But yeah, with that 17 pip, you feel like your head is going to explode, and that's the positive of saving on that.
That's the save.
That's the success. There's like snot. You're like crying. You're a fucking mess, dude.
Are you okay? You look like you just received the worst news of your life.
No, it's good.
Yeah, see, it is really good. Do y'all want to try?
You should try.
No.
It.
Nephira's okay with spicy because she's different from me.
Because
I like
she's
the
not
teeniest
me.
nibble. The smallest
Just
little
break
bit.
off a bit of fried chicken and give it to Eris.
Yeah, give me that Constitution saving throw.
Which dice?
If your
Let's use
dice.
this one. It's red and sparkly.
Nephira is about to lose some of that HP that they just got.
Please no. And this is a con save?
Con save, yeah.
Okay. And that's a 12.
12. Yeah. Nephira, you start like coughing. You're crying.
Did I have
There's
advantage
snot.
'cause I'm
Yeah.
better than Pip?
No.
No.
You did not.
Nephira, I was about to say Nephira can take prime material plane spice.
This is
fire plane spice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy, and you are looking at the fact that Eris just ate an entire bowl of it, and you're like, "That's insane." We are not the same.
Seeing these two, Nephira back in panic attack crying, and he's just like,
Can I retroactively say no, actually? Because I forgot that I was just recovered from a panic attack. I'm like, no, maybe this isn't the
Look,
time
it
we
shocks
should
your
work.
body
I wish we
into being out of a panic attack by just giving it something so
Clear,
spicy
though,
you don't know what to do.
Whenever you are like panicking and anxious, things are less spicy. So
So you
"Oops, you just grounded yourself, but you gave yourself a massive static shock with it."
But yeah. So yeah, you all take about an hour to eat your food and just chill out. The inside of this tent is again like a beautiful air conditioned like 68. Feels great. Finally able to relax out of the heat and just smell of Avernus. Yes.
Sorry, just because it might mechanically matter soon, can we hit the short rest button? Even if we
yes.
don't roll hit dice?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I
some
was
of us
just
do
checking
need to roll
my-
hit dice, actually.
Hold on. How are my spell slots okay. Did I use the channel divinity to spell slots thing yet today? That's an important question. Oh my goodness. Did I use that? Yes, I did. Wait, use expend channel
Yeah, you
divinity
all are
bonus
definitely
action. Yep.
rolling your way towards needing a long rest, not just a short rest. But
Yeah.
for
Yep,
now,
the-
you can do a short rest.
Well, we have 24 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I used up all my wizard.
Okay, but-
I don't have any more wizard hit dice. My arcane recovery gone. So I've got 4 spells.
I at least have my
6.
uses of wild shape back, so maybe we'll see Bo if we get into a scrap.
Mm-hmm.
Because I only
Well,
have.
I got all my
single
hit points
slot.
back.
Yeah, what's the plan? as
Listen,
you all
these
finish
two
lunch, dinner?
going down from soul coin touching.
Yep, didn't really go well.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that
Thank
was
you for
not
being gracious enough to be like, you still have story form, but after this bit, it's gone.
Yep.
Spark's like, so we immediately start doubling back, so Red Roof can hopefully be here tomorrow.
Yeah, they should
And that
get going.
way, it's the minimum amount of time before we can head back on the road. He says, looking at Eris.
Sorry, I was
Basically,
adding my hit points.
Spark's like, let's act with haste because you want us to act with haste.
Yes,
So-
yes. We should definitely get going.
Alright.
Sooner we are out of here, the sooner we're out of Avernus.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah. Any
I will
final things you
mention-
all are gonna do in the Wandering Emporium?
Probably not because we're flat broke.
That's true. Unless
Yeah.
unless you're doing anything else, making any deals.
Let's go.
Well, I think Eris, as they're walking out, wants to look at the like if there are any magic weapons. I know she probably we can't afford anything right now, but
You're
just
window shopping,
Yeah.
so you know
Window
when we get
shopping.
like in the future, it's like, oh, this cool rapier was 5 soul coins. We currently have 10. Let's get the coin out and go on a diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do, as you all are kind of heading out, you see that Mahadi again kind of greets you and thanks you for your patronage, and you continue through the tents, and you see kind of at the like outskirts of one, as there is a lot of kind of billowing smoke. There is something that is called the Fire Snake Forge, and
Good name.
yeah, and you can see a bunch of different kind of weapons and armor for sale. All sorts of some like magically, more magically imbued than others, like +1 rapiers, long swords.
Nice.
So lots of interesting things. You do notice that while they are in both, there's like the pricing for it with a soul coin, but also gold. It is way more expensive to pay for gold than it is to pay in soul coins.
Eris looks at Nephira because they have 1 soul coin, and she looks at her own purse, which she only has 5 copper to her name, and just looks so sad.
How much is it in gold? Can we do like a split payment? It's like a little bit of soul coin, a little bit of gold.
We do have the communal pool, which I think I could argue that me having a fancy sword would benefit.
Before we continue, Spark's gonna look at the price of like a +1 rapier
I do
in
have
both
lots
gold
in mind.
and soul coin.
Yeah, like how much
Yes,
gold?
yeah.
Because I was looking at my personal inventory here, and it's
For a
Good.
+1 rapier, let me do some math.
Pip has 206 gold.
Holy well, you're a wizard.
Oh my
That's
god.
I
That's
also,
one-
yeah, I might
That-
need to use
that's
that.
that's a
I might
level
need to
2
use it
spell
for
in your book.
Yeah, that's so true.
I have 300 gold.
Hey,
In
Uh,
gold, I
I'm
also
so
have silvers,
broke.
coppers,
Has
and
50.
platinum.
I think you bought
Oh,
stuff.
Spark has 27 gold, so. But I know he donated a fair amount to the Church of Helmater
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You see that
because he was like,
the +1 rapier would be 5 soul coins, or it would be 750
Working from-
gold.
Yeah, I don't
I-
have 700.
I
We
don't
have
think
279 in the communal pool.
So we would basically, if we were to pull everything, we could,
Yeah.
but
I
then
don't know if
Pip
that's
would
worth
not have the
everything.
capacity to add anything to his spell book until we got more gold
Mm.
Yeah, I
beyond
don't,
what he gets at level up.
I
I
don't think
get
it's
2
worth it.
free ones that level up.
I think maybe
Level
maybe we'll get lucky and someone will attack us and we'll kill them and then I'll steal their magic sword.
True.
Or maybe. Sorry, this would be table talk. Spark wouldn't actually suggest coming back here.
You could.
But,
But I
like,
mean,
you
again,
can come
table
back
talk
after.
displace moves.
If
When
we
we
get to keep
have
the
a-
coin though.
Yeah. You'll have the. You
Red
do have
Roof
the
said we
coin.
got to keep it.
So yeah. You
Never
could-
said we didn't.
Yeah. I think she said you. I think she did give it to you.
Oh.
So. Yeah.
Remember, Red Roof's whole thing is divine in location. She can never get lost.
Yeah. She's got her blood map wherever she needs to find things.
BPS? No, wait, that blood positioning system. Yeah, it still works. Instead of beats per second, but that's for her heart.
But yeah. So, you do look by all these nice
We
things,
have an
but
idea.
you have an idea. The markup is a lot more for gold, so the soul coins would be a better deal, so to speak. But yeah, you can continue back to where you left your infernal machines. No, wait. Yep, that's what they're called.
I mean, they technically are.
That's what it's called. I was thinking of Infernal Rapture. I was reading that text and I was like, what are they? But yeah, your Devil's Ride. And you're able to head on back to the Bone Bramble.
You get in trouble on the way there.
I would, yeah, I was about to say, I would ask for a bathroom break if we're not wrapping for the day.
We're probably gonna wrap up in like 10 minutes. So.
Alright.
But yeah.
Once we, I guess only to the point of maybe Nephira hearing its travel noise under his breath is gonna be like, how lightly they treat souls.
Yeah.
I know you all said that this is probably their punishment for how they acted in life, but this still feels fundamentally wrong, this system they have here.
No,
I
definitely.
don't like it either.
Yeah.
It's definitely wrong, but not much we actually do about it.
Sock's gonna chuckle a
I don't
bit.
like it, but it's more important to get all of us out of here alive.
We have to save the innocents that we can. Sparks is gonna chuckle a bit. Is like, good thing vengeance isn't really my speed. I've known one or two people who've sworn the oath of vengeance, and I don't think you would have been able to take me far beyond El Chirao if that's what the path I took.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you all have this conversation, and then take your Devil's Rides, zooming across the red Avernus landscape, the same red, cloudy, never-changing sky of Avernus, the streaks of flaming rocks crashing into the distance, and you swear, Eris, as you're heading back, you see just the outline of El Terrell and the chains before it disappears in the clouds. And maybe it was just your imagination thinking of your father and everyone else there. Before you all make it back to the Bone Bramble, you see where you had parked your Devil's Rides last time, and you see your warhorse is there hanging out. I think we'll say he's there. I don't know if he actually was there, but now he is because I didn't check in. Either you.
I think that's where we would have left him, just as like a waypoint for the trip back, because we're like, oh, we don't know how fast the Wandering Emporia moves. We need something so once we get back in range, even if all we know is like go west, it's like we get in a mile, Spark could be like, hey, we're coming from the east, come and meet us, and then lead us back.
Yeah.
I think that's the logic.
How many hours was our ride back?
I think like 2 or 3. Put 3 and we'll confirm what I said for the ride there, the trip there, and it'll be... I don't think it was super long, though.
So 2 or 3?
2 to 3, yeah, and then we can confirm whatever I said last time.
2. 6 hours.
I was about to say, y'all just have to roll high investigation the next time we get in a scrap.
Yeah.
And then immediately refill the bikes.
There also, you learned that there's a way to do it with human blood or humanoid blood, but there could be another way to fill bikes. So you all head back? Are you parking and headed straight into the center of the bramble to tell Red Ruth the good news?
Yeah. I
We'll
guess
say you got like a
before we-
little piece of paper from Mahadi that basically was like a
A
receipt, a receipt of like, here, show up this time, it's already been paid.
Yeah. I guess as we're approaching, Spark will gently hold Fiona and be like, I understand your displeasure, but please, at least while she's present, hold back any anger you have.
You swear you just hear a huff.
Hopefully, if the spirits do come to seek retribution from us, we can at least put them to rest.
Nothing further
sorry
from
that you
Fira.
Nah. He'll just kind of apologize. It's like, I'm sorry the situation demands this.
Yeah. You give your apologies, and then you again
knock on Red Roof's door.
Yep, you see that this hovel in the center of this clearing, covered in flies and all sorts of bones, very, very gross. But you knock and you see that Red Ruth kind of answers and is like, back so soon, I assume with good news.
Yes.
If Spark was allowed to carry the receipt, he will hand it over as
Iris
Iris.
has the receipt.
Alright.
Yeah, we got you a bath. Here is the receipt.
Oh, well, fantastic. And you even added more. Did Mahadi talk you into it, or was this your doing?
Oh, no, I offered.
Oh, an easy mark for Mahadi then, I see.
I just am such a giving person.
You see that Red Ruth definitely gives out a cackle at that, but is like, well, I think it says within the next day, but I might be on my way now. I do have some places to stop before. You all are going to take good care of my homestead while I'm gone, yes?
Yes. I guess just to double check so we know what we need to look out for, just the space within the clearing or the whole of the bramble?
Just my home, and she gives like a little pat to the hut that you all are seeing here.
We will do everything in our power to make sure no damage comes to it.
Wonderful.
Episode.
And you see that Red Ruth is like, well, then I will be going. Enjoy. And you see she just turns into like an humanoid amalgamation of blood and then sinks into the ground and like slithers out away as a trail of like blood off into the brambles.
Ew. Gross.
Okay, so I'm not the
That's
only one
forecast
having the
vegetation, for good smells after
Yeah.
druid craft to join.
Yeah.
And Sparks is gonna be like, I'm happy I finished digesting before we came back here.
Yeah. And you all hang out around Red Ruth's kind of, starting to set up camp. Probably don't want to be in her hut, but you just sit outside the hut. A little easier to breathe out here. And as you're kind of setting up for camp, Nephira, you kind of are, dealing with your armor and like running your hand over where your chest is, and you feel like what feels to be something like dots or like dashes as like ingrained in your chest. And when you look,
Okay.
you see what looks to be like a timer essentially, but grayed out with no time on it as of right now.
Oh, fun.
Okay. Okay,
Nephira
cool,
has a
cool.
bomb in her. She has a
I was
bomb.
about to say, I guess we know the potential consequence if she fails to finish the favor, and I guess the favor immediately comes with a time window of this is when it needs to get done.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's
That's-
a walking bomb.
Great. Wonderful.
I feel like a good episode title is Backstory Oh No.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, does Nephira say anything to the group, or just come to this conclusion themselves and just keep it to themselves? As you can see that it is
So
not
for
currently counting anything. Hold on,
Yeah.
Ada.
If it
Not right
starts
now.
counting, I'll let them know that I'm being called.
I gotta
But-
go, guys. The bat signal. But yeah, as you all
Just instead of the phone vibrate in the pocket,
Mhm.
it's in like your work pocket, and it's like.
yeah,
And it's
the
just
ticking
like,
gets
ruh-roh.
louder.
Yeah.
But no, as you're all kind of getting ready to babysit Red Ruth's hut, you suddenly see from the kind of edge perimeter several of these tiny, looks like walking skeletal plants start to like shamble their way towards you all, and you see some ahead of you, and then you hear sticks to the side, and you see some to the other side, you hear some behind you, and you realize that there is a ring of them closing in around this bramble. And that is where we will pick up next time, with you defending
Alright,
Red
and-
Ruth's hut from waves of
Immediately
enemies.
into it.
Yes.
Can we roll initiative now? Or
No, we can roll initiative
No.
next time.
Get us right into it.
Oh.